Welcome to the Everyday Why channel, where we uncover the hidden logic behind the things you see every single day, but rarely question. Simple stories, clear explanations, no jargon. Picture this right off the bat. You just landed in London or maybe Tokyo. You rent a car, pull out of the lot, and suddenly the steering wheel is on the wrong side.
Right. The traffic is coming at you backwards.
Exactly, and your brain is just screaming at you to turn around. It makes you wonder, why is the planet so divided on such a basic rule of driving?
Yeah, it's a great question. And to figure that out, I've been digging through a fascinating stack of historical records and urban planning journals just for you today. What jumps out immediately is that this divide has absolutely nothing to do with modern engineering.
Nothing at all.
Not a thing. Yeah, we actually have to look at medieval weaponry, terrified French aristocrats, and the spread of global empires.
Okay, starting with medieval weaponry is, well, it's quite the twist. Looking at the historical accounts, travel in the Middle Ages was incredibly dangerous.
Right, you really never knew who you were going to cross paths with on the road.
Exactly. And since most people were right-handed, riders universally kept to the left side of the dirt paths.
Right, keeping your right hand your sword hand between you and any approaching stranger, was a tactical necessity. It positioned you to defend yourself at a moment's notice. It was not some bureaucratic traffic law, it was survival.
Wow. So being left-handed on the road back then was practically a liability.
Oh, completely. It was a massive disadvantage.
So if keeping left was the universal default for survival, the shift to the right side must have required a massive cultural upheaval.
It did, and that upheaval was the French Revolution. The records show that in France, wealthy elites traditionally rode their carriages on the left.
Which forced the poorer peasants over to the right side of the road, I imagine.
Exactly. But when the revolution erupted, parading on the left side in a fancy carriage suddenly lost its appeal.
I bet. The elites needed a way to become invisible really fast.
They did. They abandoned their carriages entirely and started walking on the right side to blend in with the commoners just to avoid execution at the guillotine. The political climate literally dictated traffic flow. Then came Napoleon.
Ah, I see where this is going.
Yeah, as his armies conquered Europe, he forced right-hand travel everywhere they went to modernize his new empire and really to crush the old British way of doing things.
But the British were unconquered by Napoleon, so they stubbornly kept their left-hand tradition.
Right. And as the British Empire expanded, they took that rule across a quarter of the globe, embedding it in places like India, Australia, and South Africa.
But America went the other way. Was that a deliberate rejection of the British, or did something else drive that shift?
The American shift was driven by the era of automobiles, specifically Henry Ford and the Model T in the early 1900s.
Ah, so it was a manufacturing decision.
Yes, the engineering blueprints show Ford made a very practical design choice. He put the steering wheel on the left side of the car so passengers could safely step directly out onto the sidewalk.
Oh, instead of stepping into the middle of a muddy street. That makes total sense. And because America had already started adopting right-hand driving, this left-hand drive setup became the global blueprint for mass manufacturing.
Yes, and once a country builds all that infrastructure, reversing the decision is a monumental task. The historical records from Sweden in 1967 provide a perfect case study for this.
Right, the wild story of H-Day. They switched from driving on the left to driving on the right overnight?
Yeah, the H stands for högertrafik, meaning right-hand traffic. The logistics of that transition were an absolute nightmare. A country can't just flip a switch.
No, I mean, they had to change every intersection, repaint every road, move every single traffic sign.
And reconfigure every bus store. The cost ran into the billions. That single day in Sweden proved exactly why we are essentially locked into these sites forever. The physical infrastructure of a modern country is simply too permanent.
So what does this actually mean for you, the driver?
Well, history isn't just confined to the pages of old books. It is literally under your tires. Every time you merge onto a highway or navigate a roundabout, you are actively participating in the ripples of ancient sword fights and 18th century revolutions.
It really makes you wonder about the future. As humanity shifts toward fully autonomous AI-driven vehicles, will computer logic finally erase these centuries-old biases? Or are our self-driving cars doomed to forever follow the ghosts of medieval knights? If you enjoyed the story, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more everyday mysteries explained simply. See you in the next one.